I know I'm just 22 and I have many more obstacles that are yet to come my way. But I was someone who was not well, who didn't take rejections well. It would shatter me and I wouldn't even know how to function when someone told me no or when I'd get rejected. I remember that there was a whole year because I started applying in Jan and I got rejected all the way till December. And that was something that I couldn't win. We want the youth to be productive, but are we really giving them a platform? Are there enough chances for them to be this productive? Anywhere we go, there was always rejections. No, not 18 and above, not enough experience, etc. Things just got tougher from them. From there, obstacles got harder, and believe me when I say this, it is difficult. That was just one of the tiny obstacles that I had crossed. Pressure was building, and at the same time, I was in school and I had my board exams that year, and that was also really important. Hi everyone, I'm here to talk to you all about goal setting from the age of 22. And I want to start by sharing one of my life incidents which led me to sincere goal setting. It all started at the age of 13 when I was a rebellious kid. I had a problem with my school, my teachers, my parents, my friends, everything. Everything was just going down the drain for me. And I remember that at that age, it was one of the hardest times of my life, like according to me. I was, I think, struggling with peer pressure. I lost the identity of who I was. I underestimated my own value. I completely didn't know how much I was capable of doing. And that was a time where my mom and my dad had interfered in my life, and they mutually agreed to confiscate my phone, have a lockdown on the Wi-Fi, and they told me that once I show them that I could do something useful with my life, they would give me my privileges back. And then I was just, because I was so used to just wasting time. I mean, my routine was such that either I'd be with my friends on a call or with them physically. We'd spend time in malls, window shopping, or chatting on Facebook. I even had a Club Penguin membership back in the day. So I just knew how to waste time. I genuinely didn't know how I was supposed to be productive. And I think at that point, I didn't even know how to define productive. Because according to me, watching like 3 seasons of Friends in one go was definitely productive in my perspective. That's when I started Googling and researching information about, how can one be productive. And one of the most top searches that I came across was volunteering. Volunteering your time, your resources for a better cause, for the local community. And then I thought, okay, maybe I should try to give that a shot. And I remember I was prepping for my first event. For the first time in my life, I ironed my shirt, I ironed my hijab, and I was getting ready. I was like, oh my god, tomorrow I have to wake up morning. I have to wake up in the morning and I have to do something productive. It was such a big deal. And then I got dressed and I remember I went to my first event, and it was to do with the interaction with the special needs children. And while I was going for that event, and my mom and dad were dropping me, I remember I was like, oh my god, I gotta go. I gotta do this 3 hours. I gotta eat the free food. I gotta come back. I gotta take my phone and I gotta call my friends. So I wasn't even talking to my friends at that time. So you can imagine, like I had my lockdown way before coronavirus. So I got ready, and as soon as I reached the event, there was a very different vibe that I felt. I was surrounded with such positive people, with such understanding people, that when I went to the event, it was all about. So the event was basically being a friend to people of determination, children with Down syndrome and autism. And I was just interacting with them, painting with them, and I lost track of time that the event got over and we had to leave. And I came home that day and I was just sitting and I was wondering, like, what did I just do? Like, this was such a beautiful event. So then I decided that I want to be a productive person. I want to set my goals straight. And I know goal setting is often viewed for something that you do when you're older, but I started goal setting at the age of 13, and now I'm just 22. And it really did help. So after that, I decided that that was just one productive event. I want to be more productive. I want to utilize my value, my time, my resources for the betterment of the society. And I told myself at that age itself that, I want to be part of so many different social causes just to experience it. And I did what I said. I was part of labor camp events, tree plantation, building of wells, international projects, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, women empowerment, breast cancer awareness, you name it, and most likely I've done it. So I got myself into that zone where, during weekdays and weekends, I was just volunteering. I didn't spend any more time going to the malls, no time for phone calls with friends. I did have time, no gonna lie, I did have time. I didn't have that much time that I used to have. So, and I was enjoying, and I remember there was a time that I was volunteering too much. And my mom and I had to set a timetable and be like, you'll volunteer on these days, and these days you'll focus on your exams and your studies, because obviously I was still in school and I had to ace that as well. But one thing I noticed is eighth grade is the time where I scored really low. That was the first time I think I didn't see any A's or B's in my result. That was where I performed badly. And after eighth grade, when I just entered nine is when I started volunteering. I even noticed that volunteering helped me organize my time better as well as my schedule better. I was being more productive and I was even scoring well in school. My subjects, my grades were coming up. I was even actively participating in debate competitions. I took part in quite a few global debate competitions as well. So I knew that I didn't realize it, but a lot of people around me made me realize that by volunteering and putting my energy and time in something so good, it was helping me in everything. I was able to build relationships better. I valued my parents. I valued the time given to family. I was definitely not a family person back then. I remember every time I would hear that Thursday, Friday, we have to go to family for a family meeting, a family gathering. I used to be like, oh God, no, I just want to be with my friends. I just want to stay home. I was going through that phase where, I just didn't want to meet family. Not because I didn't like them, I just didn't want to. I just wanted to be all by myself or surrounded by my friends. One event I went to volunteering to over partnering with over 75 organizations all around the world. And I was contributing differently to each organization. So, in some places, I was contributing my time. In some places, I was contributing my knowledge. In some places, I was contributing by donating resources. In some places, I was even doing research work that was required. So, anytime I found an organization interesting and they would say, oh, we don't have a role for you, I said, there will definitely be something that I can do. And here are a list of my skills. And that's how I always got my way. I never accepted someone telling me no, that I can't do this. Every time they said no, I'd work really, really hard and I change it to a yes. One of the biggest, uh, I think, rejections that I faced in my life. I know I'm just 22 and I have many more obstacles that are yet to come my way. But I was someone who was not well, who didn't take rejections well. It would shatter me and I wouldn't even know how to function when someone told me no or when I'd get rejected. So there was this time that the UAE laws were introduced for social clubs and charitable organizations, etc. And I thought, with my experience, that I have volunteered with over 75 organizations. I have more than 1,000 hours of volunteering. I definitely be accepted to run my own youth club. And I was being rejected, and I kept getting rejected. I remember that there was a whole year, because I started applying in Jan and I got rejected all the way till December. And that was something that I couldn't win, because one of the criteria was to be 18 and above. and I was only 17. But I was so determined that I want to run this club. I want to open a youth club. And this issue of this reason of opening the youth club came up when me and one of my seniors in school, we were like, she found out I was doing social work and she wanted to join forces with me. And I was like, definitely, like, let's do something. But whenever we try to go to any organization, they always have this criteria that you have to be 18 and above. And that's when we realized that, we want the youth to be productive, but are we really giving them a platform? Are there enough chances for them to be this productive? Anywhere we go, there was always rejections. No, not 18 and above, not enough experience, etc. And that's when we realized that, if we want to stop the youth from spending time in malls and gallivanting and everything like that, we need to give them the correct opportunity, the correct platform to be productive. So that's when I realized that I'm not going to solve this problem just for me. I'm going to solve this problem for all the youth in the UAE. And that's when I decided that I'm going to be determined. So what we did is we kept applying, and I was even applying to be a United Nations delegate. And that time also there was the same criteria of being at the age of 18. And it just so happened that in the year 2017, I got accepted to be the United Nations delegate representing United Arab Emirates. And that was the same year to I got accepted to run my own social club in the UAE. So that's when we decided, okay, like, according to me, I was like, okay, the easy part is done, but things just got tougher from there. Obstacles got harder. And believe me when I say this, it is difficult. That was just one of the tiny obstacles that I had crossed after getting licensing. After getting licensed, I had the issue of getting enough members, getting enough funds. After being a UN delegate, I had to travel to USA to go to the UN headquarters, and we had to discuss as to how the youth are actually going to contribute towards these causes. So pressure was building, and at the same time, I was in school and I had my board exams that year, and that was also really important. But I think because I was already in the habit of volunteering, I was able to cross that obstacle. And when that happened, when I opened my own club, it was not that hard to get a lot of people, because I think all parents are facing the issue of their children not being productive. So within a short span of 6 months, we got over 4,000 members, 20 schools and 10 universities registered with StepUp Dubai. StepUp Dubai has built three wells, one in Nepal, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Continuous events for laborers in the UAE in terms of providing them sanitation kits, food, ration, etc. One of the events that is very close to my heart is the carnival and the party that we plan for the people of determination. And that's the event that is really close to my heart, because I that was the first event that I took part in. That was my life changing event, the event with special needs children. So whenever it comes to people of determination, I put all my heart and all my interest and my time in making sure that event goes perfect, because that's very close to my heart. I genuinely enjoy seeing these children laugh and have fun. So UN was definitely one of my dreams coming true. And it made me think that when I was in 8th grade, I didn't even think I could dream that big. I never knew that a rebel like me, who was not doing well in school, who was not gelling well with anything, I had a problem with everything. I deemed myself to be so low. I underestimated myself, my value, and everything about me. I just looked down on myself, and that till date, I think that is the biggest mistake I've made, looking down on myself and not realizing what I'm capable of, and also managing my time back then was a very big hindrance for me. But after UN, I realized that I can dream how much ever I want, and given with the right allocation of time, goal setting, I can achieve what I dream for. I can definitely achieve what I dream for. So UN was my big moment. It was my first big moment. But after that, I had many big moments. So when I was working towards these social causes, I had a lot of support from the public, from the youth, from the schools, because I genuinely put my heart and soul, and people around me could see it. So, followed by that, I had my first interview with NTTV, and after that I had my coverage with quite a few press channels. But the first uh, award that I had won is the Heart of Gold award from Splash Fashions, because they truly recognized my heart of gold. But the award which is closest to my heart is the Princess Diana Legacy Award, and I'll tell you why. Because Princess Diana broke all stereotypes when she was getting into humanitarian work. She did some things that princesses by the rule book don't do. And I was glad that I could follow her, because I was also part. I mean, comparatively, my issue would look small here because I was part of a peer pressure kind of a friend group where I was living by the rules defined by my friends or by what's trending. So I didn't have my identity back then. But after winning the Princess Diana Award, which really touched my heart, I won the Queen Elizabeth Young Leader Award, and many more awards. Alhamdulillah, by the grace of God, I've managed to get them. And the lesson that comes here is that the first thing I did was goal setting. It was very important for me to take a seat and just sit down and realize what I was doing in my life then and how I can make my life better. And to be honest with you, there were times that even when I was getting all these highs, I had my lows as well. It's not as easy as we make it look. We all go through our highs and lows, and that's totally fine. But I think the real art there comes in, how you deal with your highs and low. Are you just going to sit down and be upset and cry, or are you going to get up and do something about it? For example, the time when I was getting rejected, I got rejected more than 10 times, and that was just one of the organizations. I could have just sat there and be like, okay, maybe this is not my cup of tea, maybe I should just try something else. But I realized that, okay, because I wanted so hard, I've put my time, effort, and my energy, and I'm so determined, and I can see that this is something that's good for me. I kept working. Some people see results quicker, agreed. Some people see results later, and that's okay. When I look back at that journey of waiting and trying and being rejected, trust me, every time I got rejected, I learned something new. And we all will have our own experiences that way. And coming to conclude, I just want to tell everyone, especially the youth out there, we are the future of tomorrow. We are the ones who are going to make this world a better place or a horrible place. It comes to us. We're now, the responsibility is us. We're in charge right now. It's very important for us to not waste our time at this young teenage age. We often think that, okay, after we graduate from university, we will decide what needs to be done, etc., etc., but that's not how it works. Goal setting should happen at a young age, preferably at a teenage, because that's when you once you have your goal at such a young age, you don't waste time in searching, you don't waste time in trying to find your identity elsewhere. You set the goals for your life, and once your vision is set, you will just keep avoiding obstacles. For example, for me, from the age of 13 till now, when I'm 22, I had so many obstacles and distractions coming my way, but because my goal was set, I was able to diss them. And that's what's going to happen to you. The moment you have your goals set, it becomes, all your obstacles become a very small picture then. And the other important aspect that I need to talk to you about, especially with the youth, is that we undermine the value of writing our goals. We dream, and we just let it be in our dreams. And that's not how millionaires and billionaires have visualized their dreams. It's okay, it's good, you're dreaming about something that you want to achieve, it's a good start. But take a step further, get into the habit of writing your goals, writing your dreams. I started with something really small as writing my weekly goals, and then moved on to writing my weekly goals, my monthly goals, my targets, etc. And you will never have a time where you're completely organized, I agree, but you have to work towards it. You have to have that discipline. Make sure that you create such a plan where you have enough time for your dream, you're working towards your end goal, your dream. At the same time, you're considering your spirituality, you're not neglecting your friends, you're not neglecting your families. You have time for hobbies, you have time to enjoy yourself, you have time to succeed in academics or work, etc. And all these little elements will make up the who you are. When I want something, I go to all ends of getting it. I want you to understand this example. This is what you need for your dreams. You have to have that kind of an energy, that kind of a drive, where you wake up every day and you monitor yourself. How close are you to what you dreamt of? And for example, me, my goal was UN. And when I achieved that, it was opening my social club. And when I achieved that, it was having international events. So as you keep succeeding, when you reach your one goal that you plan, start building more goals. Because you will always, after you achieve something, you will always see that you can do things better and better and better. And that's how it's going to work. And that's going to be an amazing journey. You're going to see the best of yourself. You will do things you never imagined that you could. I never imagined me standing here today and giving you talk where I can inspire anyone, given that my past experience is not that great. But you learn, people change, and I think it's your time to change now. That's my last statement to all you lovely people watching this video. I want you to know that goal setting, yes, is definitely important. Don't forget who you are. Don't undermine yourself. If you dream of something, you can do it. Trust me when I say this, you can do it. There's no, I can't, but I can't. These reasons don't work out. But take some time into realizing what you really want to do. And remember that at the end of the day, your work is just one part of your life. The whole idea of goal setting not just made me ambitious, definitely I got even more ambitious, but it also helped me realize that I can plan my life better and I can get the best of everything. And I hope today I've inspired you at least a little to get your notebook and write down your goals and work towards it. Thank you.
Tell us what you think about this video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.